Hello, welcome to my life in Spain. My name is Mark, and today I want to talk about what I would have done differently if I was to move to Spain again. It's a big move coming from the United States to Spain, and the way I went about it, I would change a few things if I was to do it again. Now, I've been here 16 years now, so I've had a lot of time to reflect on what I would do if I had to make this move over. And today I'm going to talk about 3 things that I would do differently. Number 1, I'd learned to speak more Spanish before I came here. Now, before I moved here, I studied French at school for 5 years. And then I worked in Lebanon for 5 years where I spoke French every day. I lived in East Beirut, which was the Christian side of the city, and everybody spoke French there as their second language. So rather than learn Arabic, I just spoke to French with everybody. So I spoke pretty good French. I also, as a teenager, my parents lived in Italy, and I used to spend my school holidays in Italy. So I spoke a bit of Italian as well. So I figured, okay, I knew a little bit of Spanish, but coming to Spain, I'd pick it up quickly. So I come to Spain, and sure enough, I can understand most of it. But then I hear something different. This doesn't sound like Spanish. And it's because the area I moved to, they spoke Valenciano, which is kind of like a derivative of Catalan. It's a mixture of Castellano, Spanish, French, and Italian. So I could understand some of that too. And I've been here a long time now. My Spanish is decent. I wouldn't say it's really good, but it's okay. But I would have learned Spanish more before I came here. Now, I honestly don't think these apps are very good. You can probably do like a tutor is what you need, an online tutor. And that's probably the best way to go about learning. Study like an hour a week or something. Let them give you some homework to do. So that's the first thing I'd do. I'd learn more Spanish. Now, the second thing, we shipped our car. Americans are really attached to their cars. And cars in Spain, secondhand cars are expensive. So at the time, I just got there was a deal in America called Cash for Clunkers. And I was able to cash in my clunker, my old car, and they would give me like $5,000 or $6,000 off a new one. So the car I decided to go for, I'm already thinking about moving to Spain by now. Or I'm actually not to Spain, but to Europe. So the car I decided to get was the Honda Fit. And because I knew it's a small car, big cars in Europe are a waste of time. The streets are tiny. Finding a place to park is almost impossible. So if you've got a bigger car in America, like a pickup or anything like that, or SUV, you don't want to bring them to Spain. So anyway, what I did, I thought, okay, great, I've got the car. I'll ship it. I shipped it on a roll-on, roll-off container ship from Newark to Antwerp. I flew to Brussels, got the bus to Antwerp, went to the freight shipper's office, and they took me out to the port, which was seemed miles away. And then spent the afternoon in the port filling out all the paperwork. And then I had the car, everything's done, I can go. So I drove down to Spain. I stayed overnight in, I think it was Ghent. Yeah, because it was pretty late in the afternoon when I got the car. So I stayed in Belgium overnight in Ghent. And then I carried on. And the next night, I stopped in a place, I'm trying to think the name of it now. It's where they have that really big suspension bridge. Oh, it was about halfway down through France on the motorways. And then the following night, I stayed just outside of Barcelona. So I wanted to break the trip up. I didn't want to do it all in one go. So I've got the car here. I've got American license plates on it because I know I can keep my New Jersey plates on the car for 6 months. And then one day, before I get into this story, my first lesson was insurance. Nobody in Spain would insure me because the Honda Fit did not exist in Spain. So I would say, yeah, well, it's just like the Honda Jazz. And they say, no, it's not. It's got a bigger engine. It's a different car. We haven't got it on our books, so we can't insure it. So I ended up getting insurance in Gibraltar through Lloyd's, and that was quite expensive. I mean, it would have saved me quite a bit if I could have got a Spanish car insurance and not one from Gibraltar. Anyway, so that's something to think about. If they don't sell your car in Spain, or it's called something else, don't bother bringing it here, because you're going to have a hard time getting insurance. Next thing, I go to, one day I'm getting in the car, it's coming close to the 6 months, and one of the local policemen, he says to me, pulls me over and he says, isn't it about time you changed your license plates in your car? And I said, yeah, I know, I've got 6 months, I got another week or two. He said, well, you need to do it. So I said, okay, fine, thanks. So I went and did that. I actually had to hire somebody to do that for me because they went to the Tráfico in Alicante. And if I'd have gone to try and do it myself, it would have been crazy hard. So anyway, now I've got Spanish plates on the car. And then I didn't realize, when I moved to Alcoy here, there's nowhere to park. You park on the streets, and you could even spend half an hour driving around looking for a parking spot sometimes. So that's something to consider. Anyway, after a few years, I was hardly using the car. We walk everywhere, and there was great public transport here, so you really don't need a car if you live in a city. So we decided to sell it because we didn't use it. It was just sitting and parked on the street all the time. So I sold the car, I don't know how many years ago now, but at least 5, I think. And I've not missed it. To be honest with you, don't ship your car here. If you need a car when you come here, just buy a car here. It's much easier. The process is simple. You'll get Spanish plates right away. It's not worth the hassle of shipping your car from America. So what you want to do, if you live in a city, you don't need a car. But what you can do, if you want to go on like vacations or something, you can rent a car for a week. There's a local car rental agency in town here, and it's not all that expensive. So you just go and pick a car for the week and bring it back afterwards. It's much cheaper than owning your own car. So that's my second bit of advice. Don't ship your car. It's not worth it. It's not worth the hassle. Okay, now we're on to the third thing. Shipping your household goods. Well, right away, I got to tell you, your TV won't work here. None of your appliances will work here because they're 120 and here it's 220. So all your home appliances, forget about them, leave them behind. But me and my wife, we decided we're going to ship all our stuff here. So we hired a 40-foot container and we put it on a boat. And we already had a place to live in here, so when the furniture came, it could be moved straight into our apartment. So we organized all that. So the container ship arrives in Valencia. The container's unloaded. I go to pick it up. I go to the receiving freight terminal, and I have an agent there. And he says, customs wants 3,000 euros off you for something or other. And I said, no, I shouldn't have to pay anything. This stuff has belonged to me for more than 15 years. It's not taxable, it's exempt. And he says, yeah, I know. He says, but you can't argue with them. It's kind of like blackmail, it's a ransom. I said, well, what if I don't want to pay it? He says, well, what they'll do, they'll put the container in a bonded warehouse and they'll charge you, let's say, I forget how much it was, but let's say 160 euros a day or something. It might have even been more. So he says, you've really got no choice, because if you don't pay the money, you're going to end up paying a lot more in the end and lose the stuff. So I paid it. So now it stuff's in my apartment. And when they move things here, they come in, they bring your furniture in through the window. They have like a lift that goes up the outside of the building, and it's got a platform on it. And they put the stuff on this platform, and then there's a couple of guys inside the apartment, and they bring it in through the windows. Now, one thing I didn't realize before moving to Spain was Spanish rooms are much smaller than the rooms in America that I was used to. And the furniture here is much smaller. So half the stuff we had, I mean, we had a king-size bed. It barely fits in the bedroom. You know, you've got no room between the walls. So again, so if I had to do that again, I would have just got rid of everything in America. I'd have kept a few personal things, I guess, and maybe brought them in a suitcase or shipped them some other way. But furniture, it's not worth it. It's worth, secondhand furniture is worth nothing. So in the rooms, like I say, they're small. They're not meant for big American furniture. So what I would do now, if I was going to do this over again, I would buy everything I needed here. All my appliances, which is I don't have to mention why, because the American ones don't work. You can buy double fridges here like you have in the States and stuff. Dishwashers, everything you can buy here. You don't have to worry about it. This is something that's strange. You go in a furniture store here. Now, if I went in a furniture store in America and I say, okay, I want this sofa. They say, okay, we'll deliver it next Friday afternoon at this time. So I'd say, okay, boom, on I go. So I'm going to get the sofa I looked at in the store. When you go into the store, furniture store here in Spain, you'll say, oh, I like that sofa. And they'll say, okay, do this fabric color you want, this and that, the other, and blah, blah, blah. So yeah. So you decided what you're getting. Okay, it'll be ready in 6 to 8 weeks. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? I want this one. No, you can't have that one. That's just for people to look at. That's just a display. The factory will now make your sofa for you, and when it's ready, we'll deliver it. So that was another thing. I didn't see that coming. So that was a new one for me. But yeah, and I guess that's the way they do it here. That way they don't have a big inventory. And until you order it, they don't make it. So anyway, those are my 3 things that I would do differently if I was moving to Spain again. Learn more Spanish, don't bring my car, and leave all my belongings behind, except for the personal items that you want to keep. All right, listen, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you watching my videos and subscribing. And if you've got any questions or comments, put the questions in the comments box below. Don't ask me anything about taxes, because I'm not a tax expert. You need to talk to somebody separate about that. And I'll do another video about relocating here and how you can go about it. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.